Ajibade na Nendebo. Middle name national GBBEGES. I think that is let me check. No, don't worry, let me check my phone where they send the story.
On the news tonight, President Tinubu in Owo paid condolence visit to the family of late Ondo State Governor. And FCTA launches private mass transit buses for efficient transportation. Glad to have you join us on the 7 p.m. news on Nta Channel 5 Abuja, the Unity station. I am Abdullah Hiajia with the news. First, we begin from the presidency, where President Bola Tinubu has paid a condolence visit to the family of the late Ondo State Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu. The president, in company of the state governor, Lucky Ayeditiwa, his deputy and former APC national chairman, Bisi Akonde, was in Owo, the hometown of the former governor, where he visited the widow, children, and some other relatives of the deceased. President Tinubu comforted Mrs. Betty Anyao Akeredolu and urged her to remain strong. With solace in the legacy of her late husband, earlier, the president visited Olowo of Owo, Oba Ajibade Ogunnoye, where he was received by members of the Ondo State Council of Traditional Rulers. Olowo of Owo thanked the president for his visit and promised the support of the traditional rulers for his administration. Now, back in the Federal Capital Territory, the Federal Capital Territory Administration has inaugurated one of its private sector transportation scheme in Abuja. Onozi Yakubu reports that the scheme is aimed at providing secured and efficient mass transit within the nation's capital.
To the enjoyment of FCT residents, I hereby commission the operation of CAA buses.
These 14 high-capacity buses are a fallout of the public-private partnership arrangement on transportation system in the FCT. The high-capacity buses are designed with modern security gadgets to curtail criminality. Secretary for Transportation Ubokutom Iam reveals that other private investors are expected to float their vehicles to meet the transportation needs of the residents.
We are happy that our efforts for private sector participation in transportation sub-hub sector are yielding results. This is a clear confirmation of private sector reaction to the charisma of our Honorable Minister, His Excellency Barrister Nyesom Wike, CON, in attracting development to Abuja. Let me at this juncture welcome more private sector participation in the provision of mass transit facilities for the teeming population of the Federal Capital Territory. There are still greater opportunities to explore in this sector.
Meanwhile, the managing director of the newly inaugurated transportation firm, Yakubu Terry, says a new chapter has been opened in transportation business in the territory.
We've not only considered an efficient payment system, but also we've been able to provide secure, air-conditioned, and free Wi-Fi on board for all our vehicles. We will start with a single route today with the vision of connecting the entire city in the coming months.
As you can see, I'm one of those privileged commuters who is having a free ride of the newly flagged off Transport for All high-capacity buses in the FCT. We had the free ride from the Eagle Square down to Nta Bridge along the popular Umaru Musa Adwa Expressway and back to the Eagle Square and the Federal Secretariat. Onoze Yakubu, NTA News.
Security of lives and property, as well as job creation for the unemployed youths, are some of the priority areas of the administration. Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, gave this indication when he received in audience the British High Commissioner to Nigeria, Richard Montgomery, who paid him courtesy visit in Abuja. Onoze Yakubu again brings us details.
That warm handshake attests to the long-standing relationship between Nigeria and the United Kingdom. The British High Commissioner to Nigeria, Richard Montgomery, says the visit is strategic, knowing full well the pivotal role of the FCT administration to the Commission. Issues bordering on security, wealth creation, among others, aimed at strengthening the bilateral relations between the two countries, were on the front burner.
Your Excellency, I'll end here, but I'm interested to understand your priorities, to give you a chance to ask questions about the UK diplomatic presence, which I should hasten to add is expanding in Nigeria because of the importance of our partnership. Apart from understanding your priorities, also to brief you if you're interested in some of the developments in UK-Nigeria bilateral relationships.
FCT Minister Nyesom Wike told the visiting envoy his administration's effort at addressing the security challenge, creating job opportunities for the teeming unemployed youth, and changing the narratives in infrastructural development in the FCT.
As regards to maybe, say, 2 months ago, it does appear to be very hot. But you can comparatively say today that the level of insecurity has somewhat come down in Abuja because of the level of support and the commitment of security agencies, particularly the police. We've given the police and other security agencies a lot of logistic support that has, effectively helped them to perform their assignments. If you go to the area councils today, there are a lot of jobs going on, and that has created way for the youth to be employed. So creation of jobs is the key priority for this administration.
The minister asked that the initiatives are all in line with the Renewed Hope initiative of President Bola Tinubu's administration. Onoze Yakubu, NTA News.
About 130 rickety vehicles have been impounded by the Directorate of Road Traffic Services. Director Abdul Latif Bello says the impounded vehicles failed to meet the integrity test organized by the Directorate. Hawa Gimba has the details.
The FCT Directorate of Road Traffic Services is not resting on its hours to ensure owners of vehicles meet with the basics rules on road traffic management.
We activated evening raid, to ensure the obliteration of all substandard vehicles plying the city in the guise of commercial business, whereas many of them are running the city to perpetrate crime.
Director Abdul Latif Bello visited sites of some impounded vehicles at the Services Area Command, Mabushi, Gwarimpa, Area 1 and Wuye.
So for the last 2 weeks under review, we have taken well over 130 substandard vehicles, as you have taken people around to see them. The idea is to ensure that we return the city back to sanity, to remove all traces of insecurity.
He maintained that all vehicles will be subjected to traffic standard verification and roadworthiness, and defaulters will be made to face the mobile courts. Hawa Gimba, NTA News.
Directorates of Road Traffic Services in the FCT is planning to deploy the use of artificial intelligence in traffic control services and management. in the Federal Capital Territory. Director of the Traffic Services, Abdul Latif Bello, says this is to align with traffic management and control in line with global best practices. Hawagimba again tells us more.
Safety on the roads is a key mission for the Directorate of Road Traffic Services. Traffic laws, rules, as well as regulations can better be controlled and managed through the deployment of technology for precision. With one of the best network of roads in the country, the FCT serves as a right destination for effective trials for the deployment of artificial intelligence in traffic management.
The FCT administration is poised to, raising the standard of its enforcement using, infotech, and a lot of work has been put in place. They are, I could say, they are still on pilot, stage, but very soon, we'll activate them.
Director Abdul Latif Bello says the services has also reviewed comments and suggestions from the private and public sector for the use of robots in traffic control and management. Hawagimba, NTA News.
The Nigerian Labour Congress has commended the professional conduct of security personnel during its nationwide protest. President of the union, Joseph Ajaero, gave the commendation at the press conference in Abuja after the NLC National Executive Council meeting reviewed the general conduct of protest. He said reports across the country indicate that the security agencies provided cover for the protesters, workers, which was instrumental to the peaceful conduct of the protest. By assessment, Ajaero added that the protest was a success as the union and its allies were able to protest. He said the union is ready to continue engaging government to ensure that the demands is submitted to the National Assembly and agreement reached with the organized labor on October 2nd, 2023 are addressed before the new 14-day ultimatum. Electricity supply to Abuja has dropped with 250 megawatts following vandalization of transmission tower along Gwagwalada-Katampe line. In a statement, the transmission company of Nigeria, TCN, says the incident resulted to trip of its Gwagwalada transmission substation and trial reclosure by TCN operators failed. Already, TCN says it has commenced emergency repair of the damaged tower and its associated equipment. TCN reiterates the need for vigilance in the fight against vandalism of power infrastructure by reporting suspicious movement around power equipment to security operatives or to the nearest TCN offices nationwide. Sustaining the momentum of its zero tolerance to all forms of nuisances in the Federal Capital Territory, the enforcement team of the Abuja Environmental Protection Board, in another crack operation, combed some locations to sanitize the spaces. Yours sincerely, Asta report. Security and city sanitation take priority as the AEPB enforcement team, in collaboration with security and traffic managers, combed the city center in their determination to leave no stone unturned, in line with the administration's new resolve of an ideal federal capital city devoid of nuisances and infractions,
which are encumbrances to the safety and the aesthetic beauty of the city. You can see the level of environmental degradation being committed here by the inhabitants. You can see the illegal structures, illegal squatters. You can see the level of insecurity-related issues being carried out here. And you can see the arrests made and seizures made, all in ensuring that we clean the city and make sure that the city is safe.
We're just trying to remove illegal parks that are, at least, that are risk to women's lives.
AYA roundabout Mpapi Junction, Mountain Village in Guzapi Asokoro got the heat of the sanitary operation, which culminated in several arrests, cleaning nuisances and giving caution to some, while others involved in criminality were arrested for prosecution.
We have given them the much needed notice. We gave them 1 week. By the time we come back next week, we expected them to vacate this area completely. Other than if that is not done, we'll definitely have to enforce by pulling down the buildings.
Deputy Director, Monitoring and Enforcement, AEPB, Kakabello, who led other officials on the exercise, reiterates that the operation will continue across other locations where illegal structures have sprung up to correct the anomalies. In Abuja, let's now join the Sports Desk for Sports Brief.
The Season 2 of the Dembe Warriors promotional fight held at the Dembe House, Maraba, Nasarawa State last Sunday produced winners who qualified for the final in Lagos. Following the huge number of spectators at the venue, the traditional Nigerian Combat Sport League of Dembe has taken the country by storm through its commitment showcasing Nigeria's culture and heritage by spotlighting the sport's biggest and brightest stars in Lagos, the entertainment capital of Africa. The final stage in Lagos holds this weekend, 3rd March 2024. The center stage of Muri Okonla Park, Victoria Island, Lagos is set to host 6 bouts who will engage in multiple clashes of fists for a chance to be crowned champions at the grand finale of the season-long contest Super Fight 02. The Super Fight will pit number 1 and number 2 ranked fighters in each division against each other for the largest cash prize in Dembe history. Heavyweight titans Ali Kanin Bello and Dogo Maitakwasara are set to battle each other in what many pundits consider the biggest and baddest fight in Dembe history. The organizer has set aside 1 million naira as prize money for the winner in each category. Meanwhile, all is set for the resumption of the 2023-2024 Nigerian National League season second stanza. The board of the most important league in Nigeria, led by Mr. George Aluo, after a 2 weeks extension of the mid-season transfer break, which ended Tuesday 6th of February 2024, has fixed Friday 1st of March 2024 as the new date for the action to commence in the second stanza. Chief Operating Officer of the Nigerian National League, Dr. Ayo Abdurrahman, said all football associations in the state housing 40 participating teams in the league have been duly informed. With Sports Brief, Wayne Dogo, NTA News.
Thank you, Wayne. And that brings us to the end of the English segments of the news. Up next is the translations. Good evening. I am Abdullah Hajia.
ama agbaje we sha je wo na abi ku sha gbada idan da ba ti dai wa na ba sha ba dai wo mo precious wa yuba wonu agwo na ba je gai ana ba ja si da inga iki to ko da anje bola tinubu wala lo ababa agnabi gwamna ondo ki inya nje oluwa rotimi akere dulu wo ba shi saji na pia yayin gwamna wewe je loki ayeda tuwa na do owo to machine APC shi gbaje dai ko ko ye bisa kande babe ku wo kituko da dapie lo gwamna nyiko abi na do owa azai ba poa je Tinubu ye ku da gwamna nyiko ge wala bugba wa ayeyin owo ya wa ka abiwe integration ko ta yawo kituko da bela lagabi nsa owo dogwe na do owo asa aje ba ku no ge baba si wa do wo gwamnati na ba aje hikia adegi ya sasa dagna na je abia kasaba wa tutushi banu ba shi ba bege yake zina gwamnati a tutushi banya ya minister ke zina ya so wuke bai da bada da ne sanu wa bai go nge a shi bai a nasara british ki shi bage da yake ye inya ayi ngari Richard Mon Gomeri wa tutushi ba wa ba wo tabi oneze Yakubu wada nke minista ye la ogu agbo ababa wen dawo ge baba sibwado ba gite kishi otu ayiki zidna abegi bo bada yiki abegi hwadodo gwamnati kizidna atatishin ba ku amato da ge gwamnati enyan yagbe ba ya tatishin ikizidna ya kwanyi onize nge Yakubu wagodo wen dai nge gwamnati subwado na amato dai ba ya tatishin no kwa bai majin tike amato agiwe gba lo na amato leba ko belen ko na shige tulo yishi nukolo nke puta de pia gwamnati lala kwasubwado na gbadagwa jeyi ko ba ce inge yepie sayalo amato leba badana shige amma agbaji ama na bari kuzo yibe jade wosu shekwasi page shekwani jesu saisu.
Jama'a barkanmu da wannan lokaci ga fasarar takaitattun labarai mai karantawa Shuaibu Onoze Yakubu. Shugaban kasa Bola Tinubu ya kai gaisuwan ta'aziyya ga iyalan tsohon gwamnan jihar Ondo mai rasuwa Oluwarotimi Akeredolu. Shugaba Tinubu wanda ya kai ziyarar tare da gwamnan jihar Ondo Lucky Aiyedatiwa, mataimakinsa da tsohon shugaban jam'iyyar APC na kasa BC Akande sun ziyarci Owo, asalin garin tsohon gwamnan Akeredolu, inda suka ziyarci matarsa da ke Takaba, yaran da sauran 'yan uwansu, inda shugaba Tinubu ya musu jaje da ba su shawarar runguman kaddaran Ubangiji. Shugaba Tinubu ya kuma ziyarci mai martaba Olowo na Owo, Oba Ajibade Ogunoye, da sauran sarakuna, inda suka nuna godiyarsu da sha alwashin tallafa wa gwamnatinsa. Ministan birnin tarayya Nyesom Wike ya ce kare rayuka da dukiyoyin jama'a da kuma samowa ɗumbin matasa da ayyukan yi shine abubuwa muhimmi da shugabancinsa zai sa a gaba. Ministan ya sanar da haka ne a lokacin da ya karɓi bakuncin jakadan Ingila a Najeriya, Richard Montgomery, da ya kawo masa ziyarar ban girma a ofishinsa a nan Abuja. Hukumar Raya Birnin Tarayya Abuja ta kaddamar da ɗaya daga cikin shirin haɗin gwiwan aiki tare tsakanin gwamnati da kamfanoni masu zaman kansu akan harkokin sufuri, inda aka kaddamar da motoci guda 14 kiran bus da za su fara zirga-zirgar jama'a cikin birnin. Sakatare na ma'aikatar sufuri na Abuja Obokutom Iyan ya ce wannan shirin kashi na farko ne na samowa jama'a motocin zirga-zirgar jama'a na kuɗi mai rahusa domin rage wa jama'a wahalhalu da suke fama da su a yanzu. Da jama'a abin da ya sauka kenan, mu kwana lafiya.
Igbo ekele m unu nọ na akụkọ nke uhuruchi taa. Aha m bụ Maazị Okwi Francis Iden. Onye isi ala anyị bụ Bola Ahmed Tinubu meela njem nleta ezinụlọ aka chịburu steeti Ondo lagoro mmụọ ugbu a bụ Oluwarotimi Akeredolu. Aka na-achị ya bụ steeti ugbu a bụ Lucky Aiyedatiwa, osote ya na onye isi oche APC mgbe gara aga bụ Bisi Akande sokwa mee ya bụ njem nleta na be ha dị n'Ọwọ. Onye isi ala Tinubu kudokwara Oriakụ Betty Anyanwụ Akeredolu ma gwakwa ya ka ọ kasie obi ma nwekwa obi isi ike. minista isi ala anyị bụ Nyesom Wike emeela ka amata na nchekwaba ndụ na akụnụba nakwa inye ọrụ bụ ọkpụrụkpụ ebumnobi ọchịchị ya n'ime FCT. Ọnọzọ Yakubu mere ka amata na ya bụ minista nke FCT kwupụtara nke a mgbe ọ na-anabata onye nnọchiteanya mba Britain na Naịjirịa bụ Richard Montgomery mere njem nleta n'ụlọ ọrụ ya dị n'Abuja. Ụlọ ọrụ na-ahụ maka mmepe Abuja bụ FCTA n'aha ịchafụ eguzobela ma bupụtakwa ọtụtụ ụgbọala ruru 40 eji eme njem site na otu ebe ma gaa n'otu ebe ọzọ n'ime Abuja. Ọnọzọ Yakubu wetara anyị ya bụ akụkọ mere ka mata na ụgbọala ndị a bụ iji mee ka ndụ dị mfe nye ụmụ amaala anyị. Ndewo gị bụ onye ọma gere ntị ma kirie anyị n'ụbọchị nke taa, ka ọ dịkwa echi mgbe anyị na unu ga-ezute ọzọ na akụkọ ụwa na nkenke. Ndewo.
Ẹ kú kalẹ̀ o, ẹ sì kú dédé wòyí. Ròyìn iléeṣẹ́ amóhùnmáwòrán ìkànnì karùn-ún ti ìlú Àbújá ló dé sí etí ìgbọ̀nyín látẹnu Mobọ́lájí Mati. Ààrẹ Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu ti lọ kẹ́dùn pẹ̀lú ẹbí gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Ondo tó papòdà. Ọ̀pọ̀ ènìyàn ló tẹ̀lé ààrẹ Bọ́lá, lára wọn ni gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ ọ̀hún Lucky Ayédatiwa, igbákejì rẹ̀ àti alága ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú APC tẹ́lẹ̀ rí Bísí Àkàndé. Wọ́n rọ aya olóògbé náà ìyáàfin Betty Anyanwu Akérèlú pé kó ṣaragírí, a ò ní rábùfà. Ìyáàfin Betty, àwọn ọmọ àti àwọn ẹbí dúpẹ́ fún ìgbésẹ̀ rere tí ààrẹ Bọ́lá gbé pẹ̀lú ọ̀pọ̀ àdúrà. Ọba ìlú Ọ̀wọ̀ Ajíbádé Gbádégẹṣin Ògúnoyè àti àwọn lọ́balọ́ba gba ààrẹ Bọ́lá lálejò ṣáájú pẹ̀lú ìpinnu àtìlẹ́yìn ìjọba rẹ̀. Ètò ààbò ẹ̀mí àti dúkìá pẹ̀lú ètò ìdáṣẹ́sílẹ̀ fún àwọn ọ̀dọ́ jẹ́ ọ̀kan lára ohun tó jẹ ìjọba lógún. Alákòójọpọ̀ ìròyìn Onosè Yakubu ròyìn wípé ọ̀rọ̀ náà jẹ́ lára àgbékalẹ̀ lásìkò tí aláṣẹ ìlú Àbújá Nyesom Wike gba aṣojú ìlú ọba ní orílẹ̀-èdè yìí Richard Montgomery àti àwọn èèyàn rẹ̀ lálejò ní Àbújá, níbi tí ó ti mẹ́nuba pàtàkì ìrìn àjò náà sí aláṣẹ Wike. Wọ́n pinnu àjọṣepọ̀ tí yóò mú àgbéga dé bá ètò gbogbo tí wọ́n jíròrò. Tó kì í dùn kó pọ̀ ṣíù ní ọbẹ̀ oge, títí ìwòye ọ̀la ní àṣẹ tìdùmarè. Ojúmọ́ ire ni yóò mọ́ wa.